Welcome to Citi Field in New York City, where the Giants and Mets are getting ready for Game 3, the rubber match of the three-game series. The Giants with a thrilling victory here in extra innings on Friday. The Mets pummeling the Giants yesterday 12-6, and so the rookie Whisenhunt will be on the mound for the Giants. Carson Whisenhunt, his second big league start. He'll be up against Frankie Montas, the veteran right-hander.
Montas's last start did not go well. That was in San Diego, the opening game of that series on Monday night. Could not stop the bleeding once it started. 3 fly balls, 1 to each outfielder, and Montas has a 1-2-3 inning. The Mets as a team have struggled against left-handers, just a .227 batting average against southpaws.
What a name, Carson Whisenhunt. It should be a Southern writer of fiction.
Here's Lindor, big day yesterday with 3 hits. Francisco went 3 for 4. His average now up to .251 with 20 homers. He had been just 9 for 63 coming into yesterday's game.
Torres socks one to deep left field. Back goes Ramos, looks up at the wall. It's out of here. Francisco Lindor gives the Mets the lead with his 21st home run of the year. Only his 5th from the right side this year. He's been struggling from this side of the plate, but he yanks one over the wall to give the Mets the early lead.
Did he get a changeup there? I think he did. Changeup from a lefty. He's been giving him trouble, but he stayed back on this one. You see the grip? Oh, it's circle change, pronated, turned it over. What do you look for a change for your hitter? You want the ball up.
He got it up and it stayed in the middle and belt high, and that's a mistake.
Jung-Ho Lee leads off the 3rd against Frankie Montas.
Right back up the middle, and no shock that Jung-Ho has the first hit of the game for the Giants.
And he is heating up the swing. He's on time with everything. He's found his rhythm, his alignment, his path, and here we go again, starting off with the 1-for-1.
And there's Patrick Bailey.
There goes Lee. Pitch taken. Throw. Tag. He is safe, and he's taken off for 3rd. The throw to 3rd is late. Jung-Ho Lee, very aggressive base running. The ball got kicked away from Lindor, and Lee just got up and kept going.
Wow, it was going to be a bang play at second base. He hesitates at all. He doesn't make it. Beautiful instincts.
So now Bailey back up the middle, knocks in a run. Jung-Ho gets the run game activated, and the Giants 1 pitch later tie it up.
That'll lift you up. You see your guy getting out there, getting on base, running crazy, and then right away his teammate answers with a bullet up the middle.
So it is a walk that puts Ramos on and puts Bailey at second base. 2 on and 1 out for Rafael Devers.
Highest average exit velocity this season in the majors. O'Neal Cruz, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Shohei Ohtani, Pete Alonso. These are some big bangers. Rafael Devers sneaking in there, and then Juan Soto. We got quite a few of them in this game here. Alonso, Devers, and Soto.
Tied the game up with a run here in the 3rd, looking for more. He smashes that one to right field. Oh my goodness. Headed for the 2nd deck. A 3-run classic Devers home run. And it's 4-1 Giants.
And he is floating around the bases. That's big boy land. Wow. 2nd Deckerooski exit velo. We called it, and he showed it.
That is a home run lover's home run.
I remember Charlie Manuel, sometimes you'd see a big fly like this hit from the other team, and he'd kind of chuckle, and you go, you know the best thing about that? We got to watch it. That thing was a spectacle.
Well, Schmidt, who had, I thought, the best Giants at bat in the first 2 innings.
Yep.
Now he lines one off the glove of Lindor, and he's got himself a hit. There goes Schmidt, and the ball is grounded up the middle into center field. Giants put a little hit and run on in a 2-1 count, and it worked.
Not the greatest base stealer, but a good jump right here. Trust your guy. And Jung does exactly what you want to do. They practice this every day with Pat Burrell and batting practice. They work on hit and runs, and all you want to do on a hit and run is hit it on the ground because the infielders are moving and shaking, and there's a lot of holes. That is execution at its finest. A couple insurance runs against this Mets team always feels good. They got a high-powered offense.
On the ground to first, Alonso is going to come home, and he doesn't get him. Great slide from Schmidt. Pete Alonso kind of stumbled, so instead of trying to start a double play, he decided to come home, and Schmidt scores. It's 5-1.
Here's a drag bunt up the first base side by McRae, but it's right to the bag. where Alonso easily picks it up. Both runners move up. So a base hit to the outfield could get 2 more home. The Giants with a 5-1 lead.
On the ground to the hole. Not an easy play, and not in time. A run scores.
But this is one of the things about Ramos that makes him just superstar potential. He's just got so much power and so much speed. He can run, and he can also hit it out of the stadium.
That's won't challenge. That's a run for the Giants. It's 6-1.
Now here is Devers.
That one up the middle. Base hit for Devers. He went down and dug out the splitter.
It's another multiple run inning. 3 home for the Giants in the 4th, and they lead 7-1. Well, this is an interesting inning for Carson Whisenhunt. Needs to get through 5 to qualify for his first big league win. He's got a big lead. These are innings that often trip up young pitchers. And McNeil wraps one up the middle for a base hit. So the Mets have just their 2nd hit against Whisenhunt, the leadoff single in the 5th. And Vientos flies one out to center field. Lee should have plenty of room. One away. Flies this one out to left center field. Angling in is Ramos, and that's the 2nd out.
Alvarez drew a walk his first time.
Smacked out toward the gap in right center. McRae's not going to get there. It short hops the wall. McNeil legging to 3rd. He'll stop there. Alvarez in the second base with a double. It gets loose on the infield, and McNeil comes home to score.
Heads up.
A double for Alvarez, and then when the Giants mishandled the ball, McNeil alertly scoots home to cut the Giants' lead to 7-2.
Now here's a smash. One quick hop right to the second baseman. Schmidt going to his left. He gloves it and throws out Nimmo at first to end the innings.
Devers had a big day, a 3-run homer, an RBI single. He's driven in 4 of the Giants' 7 runs. That's driven to the gap in left center field, headed toward the wall, and it's off the fence. Nimmo plays the carom, heading to second. Devers the throw, and he is out at second base. And he knew it. Beautifully played by Nimmo. Straight off the wall, and he guns down Devers, trying to stretch a single into a double. So Soto has the Mets' 6th hit of the day, and the Mets have a couple of men on for Alonso.
Your big cleanup hitter in a big moment, and it could get really a lot more tense. See if Lucchesi can shut him down, quiet him out.
Alonso strikes out swinging. That was a great breaking ball. Lucchesi works around the 2 hits. See if Dom takes the kind of approach he had against Edwin Diaz the other night. Hard thrower, bases loaded.
Yeah, he gives you a good at bat. He hasn't got a hit today, but always battling.
On the ground, up the middle, into center field, base hit. Ramos and Devers are both going to score. 9-2 Giants. Just a fun weekend, I imagine, for Dom being back here in New York. Now a drive to left by Schmidt to the wall. Gone! Casey Schmidt. The exclamation point to this one. His 6th home run of the year. And it's 12-2 Giants.
Now another chance for Francisco Alvarez. And Alvarez lines a base hit. Now that'll bring in 2 runs. Vientos and Mullins come home to score. Alvarez with his 2nd hit of the day drives up a pair, and now it's 12-4.
Bailey will get there and squeeze it, and that finishes off the game. Giants very impressively beat the Mets today by the final score of 12-4.